Can you hear me now?
Now I'll be able to hear you.
Okay.
I had the wrong speakers on. Where's everybody to? Where's everybody to?
I don't know. I do not know.
Oh, it's Joyce. Joyce has come in. Normally Gordon's chomping at the bit.
Yeah. There's Joyce.
Should be it. Ah, there
Hello,
she
Joyce.
is.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Missed you last week.
Yeah, a lot going on last week, unfortunately, but I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Have
Yes.
you had your jab yet?
Yes, yeah, I had it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, good. That's
Yeah.
grand.
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I'm just sort of thinking bad hair day.
You got
Bad hair day for the next 6 weeks.
You have got a
Morning.
bit. You have a frizz on.
Carol.
Is it
Morning.
frizzy?
Morning, Carol.
Morning.
Can't see you.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Can't see you, Carol.
Oh, hang on.
We're all here. Oh,
What's
hang on.
happened?
That bloody Gordon's turned up.
Is she coming or isn't she?
Oh, switched. How do I switch to activate? Oh, what am I doing? I've got a square for me, but I'm not coming up.
I've just asked you to. There
That's
you go.
it. There we
Can
are.
you see what's going
Yeah,
on?
I can see you all.
Hello,
Yeah.
here she is.
Sometimes.
Hello then.
Hey,
Good.
late this morning. What's going on?
Are you a trustworthy system? Do you trust Zoom? I got from
Oh God.
Oh.
No.
apart from that, Dave, we've caught 9 mice in the loft at the moment,
Oh no.
but they're wood mice. They're not house mice.
Oh.
They've come in to hibernate in the walls, and they keep coming up in the loft. So I've took 9 up to the faraway tree up on the estate to release them into. We're rehoming them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good for you.
How'd you catch them?
I've got the humane traps. Brilliant they are.
What, like the cage?
No, it's a little plastic tube with a trap door in it. They walk past, tread on a lever, closes the trap door, and they sit there eating the grain and the cheese, which I'm supplying for them.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
I've made those out of drain pipe.
Yeah, it's quite easy. Yeah.
Yeah, with a little flip on the top, and then it comes. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Didn't work for my rats.
Oh God.
no.
Anyway, won't go there. I had enough talking about them a couple of years ago.
I had
You all right there, Gordon?
There we go. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Is Anne there? Morning, Anne.
He will be soon.
Okay.
He's dealing with children and things at the moment.
got a message. I got a message from Terry. Sorry, Dave, can't make it today. Have a problem come up. We'll explain this afternoon.
Oh dear.
We're getting in then, but I don't know what happened there, but I'm here now. So
yeah. Well, we got a bleep saying bleep bleep. Bleep, bleep.
Well, I went to come out of it again, and then the picture came up. Yeah.
Awesome.
Aha.
I think we all had trouble at times.
Never mind. You're here now. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I got a nice message back from Astrid, Malcolm's wife. Just says, morning, David. Just to let you know, we finally moved. Still in Parkstone. Malk, not surprisingly, is disorientated. Sadly, his dementia worsens, both cognitively and mobility-wise, and he won't be able to rejoin your wonderful, friendly Tuesday art group. And as and when you do physically reopen, blah, blah, blah. I think it's great you managed to reach via Zoom. Well done. Thank you for all your help whilst you did attend. Much appreciated. Say hi to everyone from us.
Oh.
Such a horrible
And
German.
who was that, Dave?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed the beginning of that.
That's- That was Astrid, Malcolm's wife. Did you get that?
You Keeling? Yes.
Malcolm's
Oh, bless him.
Malcolm's wife?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Nightmare.
yeah. It's a shame.
Horrible German, isn't it?
Mm.
Definitely.
Other than that, I think all's life's well in the thing. As I say, I was just putting around here the other day and I thought, cool, bloody hell, I haven't heard from George for a while. Like you do, like you think,
Yeah.
because he usually rings me up, and I thought, oh yeah, shit, you know, it's really
Yeah.
so annoying.
Yeah.
That's what it's like, doesn't it? These things sort of creep up on you and sort of bite.
Yeah.
How's Anne? Is she in the background?
Not yet. She's getting ready. I'm trying to find your picture that you've sent me. And I've got a Zoom watercolour art workshop, PorthTowen Beach. Buy tickets now.
Oh, dear.
That was that.
Oh gosh.
I got that.
You,
Trying to
I
find,
sent,
trying to find an attachment. I'm on the other machine actually.
Hello.
oh, it's so high tech over there in Blandford.
I can buy tickets, but I'm already there, so I don't want one.
With the images on that page for a start.
The image is there, yeah.
But I said you've got an email with it on as well.
This is the email.
No, the email, that's the second email. There's one before that with just the image on.
This is tickettailor.com.
No, that's nothing to do with the email that I sent you. The email that I sent you went earlier than that. God bless him. Anyway, I can show you it. It's quite an interesting image, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm listening. I'm with you.
I'm a bit blue on that one.
Mm.
It's a darker blue than that, but that's down to your printer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. It might be the camera might be able to go a bit darker. Honest, I got wires trailing everywhere here. There you go. That's a bit
Oh, yeah.
darker. It's a bit darker.
Oh.
The it's not a straight. I don't know what's wrong. Every time we do a picture, it's not as straightforward as you think it is. Every time I say, oh, this looks like a bit more like, you know, but this one's got hidden gems in it. Normally, I'm on my text this morning. I wrote the word eyeline, and the reason for that was, hopefully this pencil's dark enough. Normally in a picture or a painting, when you're doing your sketch, look for the eye line. You should always look for an eye line. But the eye line in this, if you're stood there looking, you've got to imagine yourself stood there looking back. Well, the eye line is up here, which it normally is. It's usually a third from, you know, 2/3 up, a third up. It's never straight in the middle. If you put an eye line straight in the middle of the picture, the consensus is that you're indecisive. You can't make up your mind in the picture what is more important, the sky or the, you know, the land, which part of the image. If you draw it in the middle, but normally if you draw one across, if you make a mental note or just draw a line for the eye line, the idea is that if you put any figures in there, well, two points, it aids. If you use diagonals, the idea is you use a diagonal from there to there, and it gives you the golden sort of area focus of interest. So it's a good rule to utilize Yeah.
Mhm.
But they're always in those sort of places. There, or there. Those are the golden points anyway. But as a general, it's a good hint to know. But if you've got an eye, the horizon be anywhere. It's irrelevant. But the reason you want the eye line is so that you can focus. So if you're doing figures, you've heard this before, but if you put wherever the heads in the figures, yeah,
Mhm.
don't matter where the figure is, the head will be on the eye line.
Oh, didn't know that.
So it doesn't always work though. Yeah. So even if you've got figures in the distance back here, their heads are going to be in the then when you put the shadows on, boom, boom. Get it? Unless you've got a little baby, little boy. But generally, if you can find an eye line in a picture, then the headline is also the headline. So the eye line is the headline. The other thing, the other snippet of information that invaluable really is that the general rule is that girls are 7 to 8 and men are sort of, is that right? 8 to 8 to 8. No, 7 to 7.5 heads in a body for women. Yeah. But there's usually the full 8 heads in the body for men when it comes to the scale. But all that said about eye line, headline being a really useful tool to find a center of focus in a picture, because if you use the diagonal, it will give you a good idea of where you should have your center of focus. Yeah. So it's got it's a two-pronged thing. The problem with this picture is we're going downhill, or it's the distance. It doesn't work. Well, I couldn't get it to work. If you decide that my headline eye line is there, 2/3 up, which it feels comfortable being. So if I put I was doing it earlier. If I put a head there, and then for the smaller figure going back, I can't put a head up there because they'll be going up it. They'll be going uphill. So this is a good example of aerial perspective, as far as I could understand it. But being a brave little man, I had this. I thought, on cobblers, I'm going to try and develop. I did, with 2 figures, and try and get some figures in the back. So my eye line, looking at my paper, is it looking all right? Yeah, you can see it. It is a yellowy, an off-white paper anyway. So from the sketch point of view, if I'm going to draw, an eye line in just above just faintly. So I've drawn an eye line in, and using my sketch, I've already decided that I'm going to have a vanishing point in the center. I'm not afraid. What did I say? Shouldn't really do it there, but it is going to be that somewhere that way. So I'm just going to draw a couple of lines out, see what happens. But all of this, I notice on my posts, my sketch, I've drawn them more or less on the eye line. I think I'm going to start off by making them just a bit lower. That's if I decide on having posts all the way.
On this photograph, there's the eye line is, well, Most people look horizontal, so it's the horizon.
Oh, it's the horizon. Is that what you mean?
No, not necessarily, because you could be looking down there and have pointed your camera downhill, and then the eye line would be downhill.
The eye line is where you're looking.
Yeah, but you can be looking downwards, or usually it's on the horizon. Most people use the horizon, don't they, as the eye line?
No, that's wrong. That's what I'm saying. It's you shouldn't do that, because
Sorry, I came in late.
if you use it, if you do it that way, then it's affecting the balance of the picture, and it also makes the picture indecisive. At the end of the day, what we're trying to achieve, we should be trying to achieve, is to get to draw the user into the picture. Well, if you put the horizon in the center and decide that's the eye line, that's indecision, because it won't draw the viewer into the subject.
Yeah.
That's the general
Okay.
theory of relativity.
Yeah, but the picture you've got the center of the eye line is 6 inches down on those front posts, and the posts go to the horizon at infinity. So your VP is actually on the horizon, isn't it? Anne says, "Don't argue."
I'm not. I'm just.
Oh, Gordon, I meant. Don't let Gordon argue.
No, I mean, it could be right. Could well be right. So anyway,
I think what you're trying to say is you're standing there, and the actual center of the camera, your eyes are at just below the top of those posts, but you want to look down on the beach and not at the horizon. Is that what you're trying to say?
it's all. It was relating to headline.
Yeah.
That's what I'm relating it. What I'm basing my theory of relativity on. I'm saying that
You mean your head or the head you're drawing?
the head. No, not my head. My head's irrelevant. I'm trying to develop the picture.
Okay. So
So
you're talking about the ones you're drawing, their head up on the eye line. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
going back to that, in normal ways, you can draw a headline or an eye line. Really, it's the same thing. And if you put in figures in or interest, they'll always be along that eye line. Irrelevant if they're close to you or further away. Their heads will be there or thereabouts. So the little figures are there.
Yeah.
In the distance, the mid-distance ones are there, but the heads are all in the same place.
Yeah.
And the four people in the foreground, their heads are there.
Got you now.
That's the.
Sorry,
That's what I was saying. That, but in this picture, if you tried to do that, it's not quite so easy, because you'll have the people going uphill like they are on there. So it's something to be wary of.
Yeah.
When.
It's what to do with the person standing there with the camera.
I can't go today.
So it does still work, but be wary of it that it might not. I don't know.
Yeah, thank you, Dave.
Well, I was going to say it's a heads up, but that'd be taking the proverbial. Yeah, so I'm just going with my sketch, and I think I'm not doing a lot of sketching, but I'm thinking that the problem with this is I'm determined not to use any masking fluid, because that'll get Carol upset.
Yeah, I can never get it off.
No, I had trouble with mine. I took half the paper off, so I thought
I
I'm
know.
not using that again.
I put washing up liquid on the brush and it just doesn't seem to work, does it?
So I've got, so just to make the point, I've drawn that deliberately so that the figures, and these are supposed to be figures in the background, their headline is on the same as the foreground figures. And to me, no matter how I look at it, I'll rub it out anyway. It looks like they're going uphill,
Yeah.
which is what I was saying right from the start. Was in
If
this,
you put them down lower on the beach, surely that would look as if they're down lower, wouldn't it? No.
I'm trying to make it like they're walking
Lower down than that
further up in the distance.
because you've gone down. That's going downhill. That's horizontal.
Mm.
But it's not going downhill yet. The beginning
It
is
goes
going
along there.
uphill.
And
Slightly, yes.
now they feel, it feels much more comfortable to me now that
Go up there. Look.
their headlines a little bit lower.
They're not all the same height.
Until you paint them, I doubt if it's going to work, but
Effective on them.
it just seemed a bit ironic to me that the normal procedure is to make them blah 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 at the headlines at the top,
Looking at the sound.
all at one level. But it kind of only works if you're at a street view. As soon as you get people something going downhill, suddenly you need to adjust it slightly to make otherwise you'll.
Those posts are going up there. The people on behind them should actually be higher up because they're on that.
Is it just because you're looking, they're right slap bang in the middle? If it was away to one side and going down, would that make a difference?
Good question. Not 100% sure. Do you mean if there were, if the figures were here over this side, and then our posts, then our vanishing point is changing then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get a bit more well, no, because they still have to be in the figures still have to be over here, don't they? And the posts there. I don't know. Is the direct answer. I think it's
I think I'm just going to have a nice romantic 2 people on a deserted beach.
I'm just going to do the beach. Forget the people.
And the posts.
Yeah.
And the
How
posts.
about just the cloud?
We'll just do our own thing, shall we?
well
There's no people on my picture.
No, all mine. Oh, there are on the beach, little ones.
Yeah.
I'm a spoiler, ain't I?
Mm.
No, I think the moral of the story is to try and develop an image from the sketch. You know, you can take one thing, a bit like a kingfisher putting a fish in its mouth and things like that.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
we
they
can
were
add
nice, your birds, weren't they? You two, Anne and Chris.
I think they were all really good. They were all there wasn't one that sort of stood out, shall we say? They were all equal. They were all balanced. Then of course I was looking at mine this morning thinking they're quite nice, Dave. There's more in that than meets the eye. I think because of the background, I did a bit extra on the background on them. So I put it had a sort of, I could sense that there was some sort of foresty bit in the background. So, but like all these things, you keep looking at them and think, I'll do a bit more. I'll do a bit more. At some point, you've got to stop. I've got so many paintings on boards thinking I'm going to do a bit more. One thing I was thinking about earlier was, because I've kept the figures on this more or less on the what I'd like to do, I think, what I need to do
I'll do it in a minute. I gotta get
is just quickly rub that out. I'm gonna be, what's the word? You've got to be brave. I'm gonna actually put them up a bit above the parapet. And so now I've got the heads above. That was why I was thinking masking fluid, because I wanted to make the figures higher up. I'm not going to put anything there yet. I'm going to run out of time if I don't stop farting around here. Well, it's not a mouse. It's not about the picture, is it? It's about the process of getting to the picture that's more important. I did think earlier, the sky. If I can, does that picture look all right on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to turn it upside down. Anyway, I'm bored with sketching and being quizzed on which is the eye line and which isn't. So, colour-wise for the sky, any recommendations? It's just blue. I thought this was such a nice picture from that point of view that we haven't got to worry about sky, have we? It's just one colour. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the paper damp, and just for, because I want to do it, I'm going to make where it meets the horizon, the sea, effectively. I'm just thinking of the sky at the moment. I've just put a little bit of Chinese white along there. Just a thin. Look, I've made the paper damp. I'm just going to go around the heads if I can. That was where the masking fluid came into my mind's eye. I was going to deliberately, and I've done it, made the heads go into the skyline. And I was thinking, oh, really, to get that nice blend of blue, you need to put the masking fluid just across the heads there. Cobalt blue is a good blue to use, I think. If I've got any. That's a cobalt blue. That gives you a nice warm,
we got a bit.
a nice warm sky blue. But where I've put the white in the bottom, it won't. I'm actually pretending I'm painting a wall here because it's that sort of sky, isn't it? So I want it to go in vertical, horizontal lines. Really, I'm not really fussed about. When in doubt, get a bigger brush. If you want to have a play with the sky, by all means do. But my recommendation is to use a combination of blues. So if you use cobalt blue like I have, at some point blend in some ultramarine and try and do the work on the paper. Don't mix it in the palette. So just stick your brush in and just blend it it's a bit like you would if you were doing an acrylic, actually. Hint, hint.
Mhm. I've already decided I'm doing this one in acrylic.
Oh,
Well, I did say that, didn't I? That
Yeah.
I think it was on Friday. I sort of said, I can tell what someone's thinking already. And she, oh, you can read my mind, can you? And I thought, yeah, in this instance, I think it makes sense. If you want to go over the heads, you can.
Unless you're doing acrylic.
Well, yeah, that's a bit of a drawback for you. And if you want, I mean, there's loads of options with this, but while it's damp, you can add some. But bear in mind, it's such an easy sky to do because we're only going left or right. So it's a good one for developing a nice brush technique. Oh, if I look at it. It's very contemporary sort of feel to it, isn't it? But I think by putting the little streak of white at the bottom first will give us a nice fainter horizon. I'm not going to do the sea blue for a minute. The sand is almost white, isn't it? It is on my picture that I've got. So might as well go in and introduce some white to it. I think if you can miss the posts, you're doing a good job with the water. This is just clean water as usual. I think my favourite sand colour is, as everyone probably knows by now, is flesh. Yeah.
Yeah, it is good.
So I'm just going to develop some flesh in amongst it. I think at some point, but if you've got the nice damp water, nice damp paper, you can let it flow. The thing that's I was going to nearly say irritating me at the moment, or I'm concerned about, is the shadows in the sand. How do we get that? I haven't got a clue. I was trying to think up a way of dabbing it in so that I could get the feel of the shadows of the sand. I couldn't think of anything particular that would do it. The beauty of watercolor is the one thing to always remember is you paint the light colors first. So I'm actually trying to put a bit of color in the beach at the back there. It's a big mop, that mop thing. I've sort of got used to it now. Oh,
Follow that line that you can see it.
It's going down faster there. This is sloping down and it levels off there and it goes down again.
Goes up and down.
I think while it's damp as well, try and introduce,
Quite a rise up there, and then it goes over the edge. Right?
have a think about where we're going to put some grassy bits.
These are sand dunes. They're quite high compared to the beach.
Oh yeah, the one about that's the line. So that line there.
Yeah.
Let the paint do let the paint introduce itself on the paper so that we can
Slightly up.
mix our colours
Yeah, up.
on site, so to speak. You'll get it's such a nice feeling. We've got our blue. so we know that we can introduce some blue into it. Just let it drop in. Just blocking in a few.
It's like watching watercolor artists of the year, isn't it?
What's that, Gord?
I was just saying it's like watching watercolor artist of the year.
Is it?
Yeah, I reckon you ought to go for it.
I was fine with those things.
I'm not
I
meaning
was,
to insult you, by the way.
oh no,
That's all right.
none taken. It's water off a duck's, watercolor off a duck's back, mate. I think that's why it's a little bit beauty of watercolor, isn't it? Is playing with the wet paper and the color. I don't think that one's going to work. Good old Terry Harrison had the answer, didn't he? Stick a wedge on the edge of the brush, and you can just. I just want to put a few wiki bits in a minute.
Did
Sharp
Terry
point.
Harrison do?
Sharp point I made.
Ah.
Yeah, he cut it in. There's this like a. See it?
Oh right, yeah, yeah. You can buy them like that now, can't you?
I just want to put a few lines on there, even though I'm going to make it a lot darker at some point. The thing that's bugging me, and I don't profess to know 100% best way, is to mix up a bit of. Is that the post? A little bit of.
Next door's cat jumped up on the windowsill.
We've got some of these shadows. While the paper's wet, we can just drop some in, yeah. I think I said this the other day. I'm just going to. It was the other day I was doing the picture and I said, remind me. I think it was the Avon Beach thing. Remind me that those people got there somehow.
Yeah.
It looks a bit dark, so I'm just going to put some lines on. See what happens. And the beauty of watercolor is, if you think it's a bit too strong, which I think it is at the moment, we just dab it off with some paper. Almost. I've almost done what I wanted to do. A bit dark. The ones that the ones walking away will be lighter, won't they? The other option we could try is you can find anything got a little bit of sponge. You might be able to take a little bit of sponge and dab a few of the lines in with that. They go all over the place, them things, don't they? Well, I'm just trying. I'm only doing it the way I would do it if I was doing it straight from scratch myself. So maybe it's a bit too dark, really. Doesn't matter. Just in a minute, you can, if your paper goes a bit dry, you can spray a bit on it and let the water let it run. A bit like that. Because I'm at a 45 angle, so it will definitely run. I haven't got my hairdryer set up yet. Reckon I'm going to need that in a minute. And we can just make a few lighter marks. I think this is only thin paper, so I've got to be a bit careful. I'm just waiting for the sky area to dry off a bit. Right. And of course the fun bit is deciding on some putting brushes down and losing them. There you go.
Looks a better day on Dave's picture than it does in real life.
Let's have a think. The beauty of
Yeah, grass is greener.
the figures is, especially while they're, if they're not wet enough, they're better when it's better. It works better when they're damp, good and wet.
It's a paper print, I suppose.
We can put our. No, oops, didn't really want it to go that way. Red's always a nice colour, but ain't going to stay that colour. That's a bit too. We're conscious. At some point, we've got to think about where our light's coming from.
They're arguing with him.
Well, that's a
Got
bit
me.
too much water on that one, I think. It'll be all right. And I'm at a fairly acute angle. I love it when things go wonky.
New manager again.
Let that go. It's the ebb and flow, isn't it? Certain. But one thing we need is a bit of shadow colour on the right hand side. No, the left hand side. Sorry, left hand's in shadow, isn't it?
That was the inspection costs.
Yeah.
Lie down, Shep.
Morning, Jason.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be brave. Oh blimey! Should have done that. Just put dark colour in my nice sand fleshy tone, which I didn't really want to do.
I'll tell him to run with it.
Sometimes
Might just continue and pay up and show.
No, let him argue.
just add a bit of.
He's trying to negotiate.
Someone at my door now.
What? That's all right. That's going to dry off nice. My post. What we're going to do? What we're going to do for the post is, because it's watercolor, is add a bit of nice. Oh, it's a bit red on that on the screen. I'm looking across. That's a bit like we did the posts at Avon Beach, really. I'm going to do the two forward ones. I'm going to mark them in because I don't want to lose them. It's just a little bit of burnt sienna. What about? I'm determined that this is going to be a fun picture. Burnt sienna. And because I want some, I'm just putting a bit of yellow, if possible, on just one side of the post. And this on the, just deciding that that's going to be a light side. And on this side, it's going to be the opposite.
Wish I could do figures like that. things like that and they look all right. If I do things like that, it just looks a mess. Dave can do it, it looks right.
What we're trying to do, we're not trying to, the object of the exercise really is to not, is to let the thing develop on the paper based on our sketch, not look at the, without looking at too much at the picture. It's just a bit of shadow color there. If you want, oops.
Just make it up as you go.
Well, you kind of do,
Yeah.
but you're
Hmm.
utilizing your sketch or your thoughts on it.
Yeah. It looks very good.
But we're basing it on the obviously on the actual image itself, on the photograph. But hey ho, we're better than that.
Yeah.
No, but it's not unique, is it? If we do that,
It looks good.
yeah.
I was admiring your skill.
Apart from the fact, I've just one thing I've just done inadvertently, which I'm going to go with, is, and I think it probably be, I've switched the side the light's coming from.
Mm.
I've decided for some unbeknown reason, or the god of art has decided that the light has to, that you had it the wrong way, Dave. It had to come from the other angle. How peculiar.
Because you're left-handed.
Yeah, I mentioned that before. Just find my little rigger. Everything's nice. Once you got your rigger involved.
Shadows are on my right. We tend to do it the other way.
I'm just going to whack in some sort of a hairdo. Once you get, I don't want a red-headed bit of, bit of sunshine on his head. For some odd reason, it's a bloke and a woman.
Thank you.
But we can add some information later. Now, when it's now connectivity. So I'm getting bogged down with. So I'm just thinking to myself, shall I? Yeah, I will. It's a lovely sort of grey. I just don't care. I've just decided that the post, that the shadow is going to go where I want it to go. Nice colour that as well. Which means I'm going to have to get some clean tissue. Everything's soaking wet. What I need to do, or what I'm going to do, is find an edge on my tissue and just take a swipe at this, just lighten it up that side. Because my paper is still soaking wet, so I can get away with it. I don't mind, one side can stay. There you go. Takes the edge off them so that I can put it back on in a minute. That's better. whistle while you work, isn't it?
Mhm.
It's a good technique, that. That's why I like these tissues. A, for the corners, and you also get a straight line. And while it's like that, we can get my... We've had a lovely colour on this brush a minute ago, which is sort of a grey colour. I just want to put it down the wrong side, the other side of the post. Blue. Got burnt sienna. If I had some blue in it, I should get a nice, rich grey colour, which I more or less got there. Which I can... Yeah, what this paper is though, I'm just touching, hardly touching that on the post, and it's just going whoosh, it's just whooshing along. That's an artistic technical term. Woo. I don't know why I'm getting excited about this, because at some point I'm going to have to put a line of really dark colour on the sea. I don't know why I'm drawn to drizzling a little bit of Chinese white on the far side of the posts. I wish I never bloody found it. Chinese white. I tend to be using it more and more and more. Let's just leave that. I'm gonna...
Obviously didn't do it strong enough.
Yeah. If you put it on, if you just got a wet brush and you put it on neat, pick it up neat.
What we want to do, or I'd like to do,
And you pat it,
try and loosen these shadow area a bit. I think it's
Oh, they haven't got any legs.
It's going to be interesting when you've got the shadows of the people.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The idea. Well, what we could say is that we can say that maybe there's something here that's causing a shadow to go across. Yes. So why don't we do that? I'll make that damp. Grab a little bit of the grey shadow colour and just blend it across. Getting back to that a bit more. If you helps to have a little bit of... I can't... No, I'm not so keen on where that's going. I was going to put some more detail on them anyway. I think it needs to go forwards, doesn't it? It needs to go to them, not away from them. But the natural...
Wouldn't it be the same as the posts? Shadows?
Yeah. I'm just thinking the paper's undulating. So as the paint sort of following the...
It's settling, isn't it?
Yeah, my natural instinct is to put the shadow the other way.
That is Tyler got. Don't stress.
Can't cope with it.
I know, I can see that. I can see that.
Too many things.
Hmm?
Too many things.
It's just so wet here.
I'm not worried about photo.
You are worried about it. Don't tell lies.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Just have a stand back and have a little wander,
That's dealing in business, isn't it?
and then get the hairdryer out in a minute.
It does look as though he missed the email.
Hmm?
It does look as though he didn't get the email.
You can't not get
What a
an email.
surprise.
You can't not get an email.
Well,
Right.
no, just
One
December lots.
watercolor tip is if you're going to test out
That's when they said
if
this.
your paper's too damp, use the back of your hand, not your front.
Told him what day.
The
So we should
your front of your hand's got little sweat glands on, hasn't it? So
Mm.
you
He's doing it.
you put grease on it.
The only way to check with the
There's
email.
that.
No, we can make it up, can't
Need to decide on a nice
If you forward it, if you write it, no.
horizon-y type blue.
we? I'm sure.
So all I can think of is what colour is turquoise?
No, because it's up to him to find it. Because they haven't had a return delivery note.
A bluey green.
That's
Mhm.
So it's just a ultramarine and a dollop of green in it. I'm going to try and do this with the smaller brush. I'm conscious of trying to make it
I think
easier to, to get a nice line for the horizon. I mean, I've got a piece of card here. It's got a straight line on it. Sometimes just having a piece of card can help you paint your. Well, it's not quite as turquoise blue as I thought it would be. Let's get the
we're looking for us. Yeah.
decide where I'm just going to
See.
put a thin line in, and hopefully it will.
turquoise, well, phthalo blue up to indigo for me.
Well, I've just used blue and ultramarine and just green that was in the palette, but I don't know how that's going to. I was toying with the idea of going out into the workshop and getting a roll of that frog tape that's out there, because that's been out there for a while. Funny, it looks much brighter on the video. It's definitely not as bright here. You know, a little bit. Yeah, okay. There's one, just using the rigger, you just leave a little space and it will form the little distant waves that are there. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Because
But that colour that I've just mixed up, sort of turquoisey colour,
solid colours down.
it's really dark, so
Yeah,
there's no reason why I can't add it to
like this.
my one side of my post.
So you don't
It's
get
local colour as well.
so, like poster painting, really.
It was. He was an illustrator.
I'm only putting some colour on to block them in, make them serious.
And I've always been in that direction anyway.
One colour I haven't introduced at the moment is Alzerian Crimson, which I think would be quite beneficial, especially on these posts. These people are still soaking wet. It's like it's been incredible amount of well, just one of them. Stop doing that. It's all right, I'm telling myself off.
Mhm.
For nice colour, that turquoise. It's a good colour to have in the palette, I think. To add a few in amongst the darks. You get turquoise and the other colour, Algerian crimson as well. On its own, it's quite insipid, a bit flowery. Add a bit of blue to it, and we'll get a nice shadow tone.
They look really good. That's what's annoying.
Add a bit of turquoise to it, and you get even more interest. But notice I'm only doing
It's going to navy.
2 or 3 colours mixing in, don't any more than that, and we're asking for mud, which we don't want. And just whack a few bits of that on the dark side of the post. Dark side of the post. Very pink, very Pink Floyd. I've got this. I've had a dream. I had a dream. I've decided. You'll love this. Somebody was on Zoom the other day, showing people about painting. Well, doing space sketches of deep space, and I come up with. I thought, oh, that's good. So it's just using pastel on black card, but that's the sort of Pleiades nebula sort of thing. Now I've decided I've got a hankering to do a Martian scene.
Oh gosh.
Because they're all over the place. Those pictures of Mars at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, I want the bottom of this post somewhere along it. I'm just messing about with the turquoise, Algerian crimson. I'm just deciding that they make a nice dark color to mess about with, to add a few bits of interest. Yeah, that'll do. Now we're going into Dave territory. The one thing, use my brush at an angle, see where it goes. Yeah. That'll be fine. Bit dark, but we can add some twiggy bits, shadow bits to these as well, I think. Thinking about it while I'm in the mood. I think this is one of my romantic side pictures coming out here. You know what I mean? Going for a stroll down a beach with a missus, arm in arm. I'm always doing this. I've got an issue there that post really would like to come down, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to take the arm of this one off and put it down to there. Make it nice and dark. So she's got a little flag or something. And beef that up a bit. Yeah. I like that little area of white. Just where you always keep the really dark bits in your palette, especially in watercolor towards the end. Well, later on in the picture, you need them to add some what's-its. usually have collars on jackets, don't they? She's
Picture of it in a minute for me, please.
quite like that.
Let me airdrop that one I've done.
Oh, okay, whichever. I'll take the camera off if you're going to do that.
They're still really wet, these pictures. These figures. This one's nice. I like the
Mm.
way the sort of legs of. Let's see if I can muck that up.
Mm.
I quite like it. I'm almost tempted to not to do too.
Oh,
Don't touch them.
legs are all right, Dave.
Yeah, good.
Mm.
Look at that.
Well, I'm almost tempted. What I was tempted to do was put some sort of shadows on them.
Now he's going to give him legs
Yep, it's got legs.
now.
Well, maybe. Just how brave am I?
Oh,
It's stunning.
leggings on.
Well, something going on, isn't there?
Mm. I think I'll do mine in the nude. Be a nudist.
He who dares.
I'm going to do the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
I'm not really a sort of nudie beach person, really.
You know, oh, you surprised me.
That was our. If that was Terry, he'd be straight there. Yeah, he's more of that sort of thing. Be interested to see.
He hasn't made it yet to a Zoom meeting.
He did come once,
All right.
Mm.
but he's so busy, tied up. I'm looking for. I'm going to let that sort of dry. See what develops with these figures. But it's a great way of doing them. If you just make it soaking wet and just drop the paint in and see it, and you'll find the shapes sort of turn up. I'm not worried about the legs. The only thing I was worried about was making the right side slightly darker, if I could. The turquoise is a nice colour. I mixed it up. It's just going to be, yeah, we'll go with that. Right, I think we can add some darks on our foliage as well. The secret of that, is to, especially when it's in sand, I think, clean water on the brush and soften down the bottom of it. Let it blend in a bit. Right back a bit too much, didn't it? It's not. That's it. That's what I want. Just so that it drizzles down a bit. Same over here.
Yeah, I like it.
Got a blob of colour on. Any of your darks that you've got in your palette, just a blob of colour and just clean water underneath. Just let it fizzle down and see what happens. Bit of experiment. And then once you get your rigger going, you can tweak in some extras. Yes. Well, it's funny how these pictures go through process, don't they? You go part of it, you think, oh god, this isn't working, and then as it sort of goes along, it suddenly becomes a little bit more.
I think the main thing about the picture actually is there is a people there and rocks there, and that piece of beach there is behind that.
A little bit more
So
Tell me about the red sign.
I know, tell
Tell me what that
bit
is.
more fun.
telling me which beach.
Keep putting my hand in the bit of the foreground, but hey,
Can't
I'm
be.
letting them dry. Just want to just flick up a few boogie bits.
That's
I
cool.
want
Shorten that perhaps.
blue and burnt umber is my go-to dark area.
Like a kiddie walking down with a bucket and a spade here would be good.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
I heard you.
Sorry, you're listening, are you, Dave?
On here, who's? I've got voices in my head, mate.
Wasn't me, honest. I didn't say anything.
No, it's because I've got a headset on, am I? So
Mm.
whatever happens is it's really funny. It's like I've got voices.
May I say that I'm not having wind? It's actually my chair creaks.
Yeah, I thought you had a. It's either that or I thought there's a frog in the room. Just tidy that up.
That dark line, that horizon line, is really distracting to me. Is it just me?
Wait for the picture to come back.
We were looking at you, Chris. Shut up. Stop breathing.
I think you.
Right.
I think you. What we could do is
Wait.
is perhaps lighten it up. I haven't really thought about it, Chris, to tell you the truth.
No, it just looks a bit hard.
It's got to be a hard line, hasn't it? But
Yeah,
it is very dark, yeah, very dominant.
It's one of those. The only way of
no, it's probably just me.
perhaps does it look better upside down? Yeah, I think you've discovered a new form of art, upside down.
Yeah, lovely.
Well, being watercolor, I can quite easily lift it off. Funny how we were talking. I was talking about that right from the start. About that,
Oh, on his picture. Mm.
how important that line is, and deciding what to do with it. They were. I'll try and lift it off with
That's better. A bit softer.
lift it off with the edge of the tissue. Once don't take the woman's head off. That's the main thing. I'm assuming it's a. That lines it off. But it's a good idea. The other way that you could resolve it, if it comes to it, would be to move posts into it.
Yeah. Yeah, at the
Hmm.
moment it's just a line across the top of the post. It looks to me, but then what do I know?
Well, you have an opinion,
Yeah.
and it's valid, and I'm listening. I'm taking it all on board.
Okay.
So it's important. Ooh, bit damp there. We're a bit damp there, but if you use tissue, you should, in watercolor anyway, you should be able to take the edge off the paper, and it won't do that. I'll turn it up the other way in a minute. I'm still playing with the turquoise colour that I mixed up. It's great fun. I'm not happy about these dark bits here, but so I'm getting a bit muddy there. Yeah, well,
Yeah, it looks better, I think, anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, voted on it.
Yes,
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it was just where the posts were ending dead on that line. It looked like there was like a rail across the top of the post.
Yeah, they were supporting the sky, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I'm glad that I'm not the only one.
But those are little details that we can
Yeah.
squeeze in at some point. Where's the suicide brush? Here he is. I've got a. Well, no, it's just a bristle one that can really attack and lighten things up. It's just not my colour. That one's they're not too bad. This side, some really nasty darky colours have come into the equation, which I didn't like, which I don't like.
No,
I think
you've got vertical perspective on it. See, it's there. And that actually adds to it. Yeah, I like it. I think it's really nice.
I'm not going to go much further with this.
No,
I'm going to. The reason being that I want to go away and ponder. I want to think about the bottom half of the picture, really. I want to assess what I want to do with it. I mean,
Got a
I
couple of beer cans chucked on the ground and a few dog ends. What beaches look like most of the time.
yeah.
Trainer in that's lying around there. Somebody lost a trainer.
Yeah.
Over on the left there's a trainer.
Underneath the people sitting on the beach, just behind the post, there's a trainer. Black and white trainer thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see it.
I haven't zoomed in yet.
Second post on the left.
I haven't looked at the original.
Yes. You want it?
No, I like it.
You like the first one?
I like the ones without legs.
Okay. Anne says she liked it when they were legless.
Well, that's the bit of the picture I'm going to sort of digest and cogitate about, really.
I like it like it is.
Yeah.
I kind of,
Yeah,
it's sort of there. It's got, what's the words I've been using lately? It's got merit. You know, it's not totally without purpose. And as I say, it's not intended to be a finished masterpiece, but it does have food for thought, and it does have possibilities. Look at that. Just for fun, I'm going to stick a rock in it. Let's put that bloody, or something.
Stick of rock.
Blackpool or Bournemouth.
But you can see where I'm going. There's loads of possibilities that we can nurture. One of the things I have done is put much more fish stall. That's what we want. Put a fish stall in it.
Ice cream van. We could have an
Yeah,
ice cream van.
a Mr. Whippy.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't care.
Okay.
There we go. Right. If I'm not careful, you'll end up fiddling it, messing about.
Overwork it. Yeah.
I think the idea. I think I think I started to do that about an hour ago. Yeah. The whole thing about this is that it's simple, or it was. Till I stuck two bloody great people in the middle of it. Ooh, sorry, he's got a top knot on. Come on, Dave, get a grip, mate. I'll let that. We'll get
That
that.
lady carrying a, she got a, she carrying a shoulder bag.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can tell you're left-handed.
just the shoulder.
Everybody would put a shoulder bag on the other arm.
It was just the way that it's just the way that I felt that she was twisted, turning in one side, which was
Oh, yeah,
nice.
no, it looks very good, but instantly, as a woman who would carry a shoulder bag, it's on the wrong shoulder because I'm right-handed.
It's horrible, isn't it?
My left shoulder.
Yeah. There we go. So what we're going to do? Make that bit a bit dark, a bit damp.
It's logical to hold it with your left hand and delve for your lipstick.
Just say there might be shadow over there. There might not. There might be shadow over there. There might not. I'm bored now. I've had enough.
I look forward to having a go.
Well, there's bits there that I wouldn't do that way again, and there's but I'm not 100% sure what they are. If that probably doesn't make any sense. No, that doesn't work either. Let's try to extend. I think first, I don't know. I think have a go. I think that's all I'm going to say is.
Once again, I look forward to seeing everybody's interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Because it's all going to be different.
Oh,
Well, the thing about me is it won't stay like that because I'll look at it later on. Oh, actually, on the screen it looks really it looks quite nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can
The figures are
make it look
lovely.
so easy.
Yeah.
I think I could even. I tell you what, thinking outside the box, could actually put a herring gull on top of one of the posts.
Oh God.
Dip.
How long have we got?
That would make it look interesting.
Oh God.
Oh, one thing I haven't done, which whoops, nearly pulled my head off that time. One thing we do need, one thing that will make a difference, or probably will. This is where you get seriously brave.
True.
Put some lines on the fences. Makes a reason why I put that fine line on the ground over there. Yeah, just add a few of those. Draws the line in a bit, the eye in a bit.
Yeah.
By wire. And like you say, at some point it'd be nice to put just a sneaky bit of warmth, a red kid on the beach or summit over these areas, just the other side or in the center of their head. That would work quite well.
Mm.
Fast and loose, that one.
Hmm.
Fast and loose.
Well, I'm very, very impressed with your people. I think they look great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have we got to put
Absolutely.
people in it? Have we? I suppose we have.
No, you don't.
We
No.
don't.
You
We'll
could
see
have a
what we-
you could have a seagull walking down the beach if you want.
Or a man. and donkey.
Oh, well,
Well,
none
I've
of
got
those are
Yeah,
easy.
you
Can
can
I
hold a donkey.
show,
I think as long as you get the real thing is to make sure you get good sky, isn't it?
Hmm.
I'll probably have a
can
go.
I just show Gordon something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on. Let
Just
me
Gordon, so that you know, I wasn't stealing your idea. I don't
Oh.
know if you can see that.
No, I've got David's two people walking down. Just a minute.
just
Just a second view.
All right.
I've got it on
just-
speaker view. You have to keep talking. Oh.
All right. Sorry. I did a little sketch about half an hour ago. So I'm not actually stealing your idea of the bucket and spade.
Very good.
No, we've got one.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got one walking away from us.
Oh, yeah, he looks very happy, excited to get down. Yeah.
Very good.
Right, we'll have a challenge on that then, Joyce.
Okay then.
Yeah, he looks very happy anyway.
Bucket and spade race.
It just sort of conveyed that to me, you know, that open expanse and that pathway. I just thought, oh yeah.
Well, you can get more. You can get more of the beach, and it'll take you down onto the beach.
Let
If you,
them down there and
if
get
you
stuck
go.
in.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe with my nudist beach, maybe I'll just have a leg poking out behind the sand dune.
Well, that's a good idea.
Oh,
That's why the
God.
trainer's there. The trainer came off as well. Yeah.
That's
we
it.
would
Ah, that's right. The trailer's closed.
be interesting to see what turns up,
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
especially if Chris is having a go in acrylics. It's a simple subject, really. I mean, you
Yeah.
could actually get rid of the posts and just have it a walk down to the beach. The posts,
Yeah.
they are
Sand-
awkward. They are part of the clutter, aren't they?
Hmm.
The man-made bit. So there's an element of that
Full of
that
plastic.
might be worth considering.
Mhm.
What's that picture behind your head, Joyce?
Oh, beach huts.
Did you
Ah,
do them?
Sadly, no.
Oh,
No, it's oh, it was one that came from Beals a long time ago.
oh. Yeah, I noticed that the other week and I thought, oh, I wonder if you've done them. Shame.
No, sadly not.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Oh, I don't know about that.
wrong back on gallery view.
Those have been offloaded by the look of it.
What are we on? Gallery? Okay, that's better.
Should be on gallery view now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer that.
We've got Joyce. Where's gallery view?
It's in
Hello,
the,
Joyce.
Hi.
We
Right,
can see
gallery view.
everybody now, can't we?
I had Joyce spotlighted, but I've removed the spotlight now.
Oh,
So you're off now.
Not a good day for a spotlight.
Well,
Pauline's having a wander.
How's that, Pauline? She's wandering around.
Yeah, is your back aching, Pauline?
Yeah, well, it's uncomfortable to sit for too long,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I get up and have a walk round. So.
that's it.
I hadn't realised I was framed. That's clever, isn't it? Put a mount on me, Dave. It's very good.
Oh
That.
yes.
What when
Yeah.
when you speak, you mean?
No, no.
Oh
It's got
no!
the light, the doorway behind.
Nice
It's-
white. Oh, yeah.
You're right in the middle. It just looks right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
He's angelic, isn't her?
yeah.
Oh, she's sitting next to me.
No, you need your cowboy hat on.
And
Yeah.
and I thought her name was Coleman.
I wasn't going to do a painting this week. I got a lot more things to do, but you have challenged me now, so I might do that one.
Aren't you lucky to have so much to do?
Yeah.
Not really. No.
Oh, my day goes
That's
quick.
Thing is, it's one of those pictures that you just can't tiddle about with. You just got to attack it. You know?
No, it's the fact that you put people in it, and it looks. I think it's an awful photograph. I've got to be honest about it.
Yeah.
Did you take it?
No. Doc
No.
Martin. It came off of Doc Martin because he keeps putting these pictures up on. I've got another one of Newquay that's is it Perranporth, I think. That looks nice. It's an easier one, that is. Thought I might have a look at that. As I say, I've got quite a few nice ones in the pipeline that I'm keen to have a go at. Remember that Dean tape measure? I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh,
I'm glad you are.
yeah.
It's got it could be. I think it's got to be a challenge, isn't it? Otherwise, there's no. I mean, I could just do two figures walking down the beach in various guises and colours, put a dog in with the Isle of Wight in the background or not, and I could do that all day and every day and do it really well. But that don't help. That doesn't. It's not moving forwards, is it?
No, not stretching yourself.
Well, it's because while you're doing these things, while we're doing this such diverse area, invariably you're picking up another skill. You know, it's all additive, isn't it? It's the way I look at it.
I think all of the homework we've had since you started, none of it has been anything that I would have chosen to do off my own back, but I've enjoyed them all.
Yeah.
So it does make you do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Well, I keep saying, I mean, if you come up with an image, bung it to me. I was thinking about the portrait the other day, and I forgot to do it, but it'd be a good idea to get one, you know, a poser.
Oh God.
I'm not on about. No, I don't want to do nudes. So I'm not into that.
No, but even just to draw a person, it's hard, isn't it? I can't do that. And the face, I can't do that. So to learn a bit would be helpful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think like a gnarly old man or an old deer or something, you know.
Yeah.
Sat down having a fag and a.
Yeah.
I don't think we do enough sketching, do we? Because everything I watch, it all says you've got to sketch to do a good painting. Got to keep sketching, and I don't do that.
Well, in years gone by, when I've said 1,000 times before, when I was running my market store and I used to sell brushes and paints and God knows what else. And a number of times, lady or a bloke come up with a little kiddy and say, he likes painting, I would like him to do some drawing. What's the best thing to have? And he used to say, here, pencil and a bit of paper. They used to look at you and, well, you're trying to flog brushes and paints and that. Yeah, but you didn't ask me that. You asked me, how can you make him a better painter, artist? There's the answer. You don't need any of this. We need
Reminds
to,
me of when going back to my school days. You know, you always have to have margins when you did your
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
in, and I was always getting told off because I was always doodling in the margin. I was always drawing people in the margins.
they were for the teacher for marking, weren't they? They were,
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Mine is full of
No,
horses.
I often had
Oh, that's good.
margins,
Yeah,
not
I've just done that
for
one.
you.
You've just done it.
Yeah, this
Oh, that's good.
Gosh,
off the wall in the hall.
No,
That one.
gosh.
it's not
What
his.
It's not mine.
Oh,
we could do one of those.
Let's have another look at it, Gordon. Have you
I love
lost
doing
it now?
things like that.
perhaps we ought to do some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely. Mm.
That's
Yeah.
that's one we bought and put on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
We'll knock one of them out. So we'll
Well,
do something like.
You could do him going down the path in this picture.
That's what I was going to do.
Aha.
Oh.
I was
You
going
got your
to
reference picture already.
So there you go. See, so my morning wasn't in vain. I've sown a seed here.
Definitely. Yeah.
To go
Yeah.
through my pictures, see what I can find. Any people?
I think that the back end of a donkey wearing a sombrero walking down.
Would you have a sombrero on the back end of a donkey?
No, on the way. Shut up, Gordon. You know what I mean.
Yeah, we know you. Yeah.
A sombrero on the back end of a donkey. I don't know where you're going with this.
The donkey doesn't know where he's going either. Is he coming or going? Oh dear.
Mm.
I'm trying to avoid watching the news at the moment.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
idea.
It's all talked out.
Who
Well,
watched Meghan and Harry last night then?
No,
No,
I've been because I
No.
watch CNN on at lunchtime when I'm having my lunch. They have CNN is program New Day because it's their morning breakfast show. So I tend to watch that. So I got most of it Saturday, Sunday.
Mm.
Did you see Mr. Markle this morning on television?
No.
Her dad.
I haven't had the television on, no.
Oh, her dad was on, and he put it into context. He says it's horse shit, and they had to apologise then.
Oh.
But he got it right.
Oh dear.
The only thing I would say is if there's about 10% of what she says and what they're saying is true, then it's outrageous. If there's only a small element of truth in what she says, and I would say there's quite a big element of it, it needs to be addressed. It's not right.
But I don't think America has got the right to pass comment with their history.
Well, I agree.
You know,
well,
The
it's
only thing
ongoing.
I did watch the interview last night, all of it, and quite enjoyed it. The main thing was the comparison between Kate and Meghan when they were pregnant. And did you see where it had the newspaper headlines?
Oh, I saw that where they were holding their bumps.
They're holding the
weren't
bump. When Kate was
Yeah.
pregnant, she was
Yeah.
lovingly cradling her bump. When Meghan was pregnant, she was attention seeking because she was touching her stomach.
Yeah.
So there was
Well,
already, right from the start, there
Yeah.
was anti-Meghan.
I think that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they yeah, I don't dislike her. I don't like her. I've got no real opinion. But I
No.
do think a lot of it has been comparing her unkindly with Kate.
Mm.
I feel sorry for
It's
his
all-
Archie, actually.
yeah, the
That
kid.
he's having to grow up with all this on his shoulders, that it's kind of his fault that he might have been black. And I think
I
that's
know.
a dreadful thing to do
Yeah.
for Archie.
And his
That is
parents are
awful.
highlighting it.
Yeah, I think that
The
poor
problem
kid has
is
so many
now,
complexes.
the
Luckily,
problem
he's rich.
was always going to be, and it is going to remain now, it's because someone has said that in the family. There's no doubt someone has, Charles
He
or
said it.
whatever. Then that's going to come up. That kid's going to. They're both the children are going to have that as they're growing up in
Yeah.
the background.
Yeah.
They're going to have
It's
to
all their
live with.
fault. Yeah, it's Archie's fault that they've had to move to America.
And poor Archie has got
Poor Archie.
basically Archie's got two dysfunctional parents. Parents from two dysfunctional families.
I'll have to chat with my David because he had Harriet for dinner a few times. So I don't think he ever said anything. He says things occasionally about certain guests that they have, like well-known people like Jeremy Paxman or people or Tony Blair and things like that. And he will say to me, "Dad, they are." But he never said that about Harry at all. He was just like, wow.
No, I'm saying he's damaged goods from his parentage, effectively.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think they were treating her like they did Diana, weren't they? Really?
Yeah.
We don't know the truth, though, do we? We'll
No,
never
no.
Not innocent, I don't think.
But like I say, if there's only a small percentage of it, it's wrong. And you can imagine royal. It's inbred, isn't it, in the royal family? Those sort of traits and attitudes.
It's a very difficult job to do. It's a job, isn't it? The whole thing is a job, and it's very difficult.
But they have stopped sending the gunboats out.
Did anybody watch The Crown?
Yes.
No.
Oh yes,
I can't get that on mine. No.
That was quite interesting. Although they say that it was just a drama and there wasn't a lot of truth in it, but there's got to be quite a bit of truth in it.
Yeah. It was very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Especially the early days.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed that.
I would watch it if only to see Gillian Anderson doing Maggie Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see those bits. Other than that, I wouldn't watch it. To me, it's like watching bloody Crossroads or something.
I must admit, I am a royalist. I do like the royal family, and I like to follow them, good and bad.
It's a very job.
Compared to the rest of the world, I don't think they're doing a bad job.
No, not at all. Especially the Queen.
Yeah.
Philip.
You got
being very poorly.
Yeah.
Philip in hospital and all that going on.
Yeah.
The alternative to a royal family or to that sort of firm doesn't bear thinking about.
No, we're very lucky, I think. I did share it. I don't know whether you saw it, Dave. I think you did on Facebook about the Queen. I think it was just somebody put it on following the interview from yesterday. How she, at the age of 26, she was thrown into doing a job she didn't want to do, but she's done it for 60 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shared that one from you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that I thought spoke volumes.
94. No?
That's mainly because Facebook took the picture of the Queen off that I put on. I think Facebook. No, I didn't comment on it. I just put a picture on. Facebook says it was removed.
Oh.
Well, it is American, isn't it? Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Zuckerberg, Mark, whatever his name is. Yeah. Right, so we're all going to turn out some interesting interpretations, let's say.
Yeah, but I think what they're going to put in the picture.
Yeah.
That's the hardest bit.
Yeah.
Harry going down to the beach. Yeah.
I've got Harry. I'll put my little grandson, Harry. Well, he's not so little now.
It'd be difficult. I suppose you'd be pondering all night what colour to paint him or something. How tanned or
Go for raw sienna.
Yeah. Or stick with flesh, mate. You can't go.
No. That's racist if you do that.
Yeah. Just tell him it's Michael Jackson. Well, over the next few days or whatever, I haven't been putting any of the Kingfisher or anything up online yet because I'm creating another website for it.
Ooh.
I think it's just because it's a bit more dedicated to it. So I just redesigned it, more in the process of redesigning it a bit more specific. Just for the online stuff. But
I think I just shared it.
what we'll do is put a few more on the Facebook page. Would be a good idea.
Unless we don't get any rude comments about them.
Don't put our names on there.
Yeah, don't put any names. We don't want any bullying.
Yeah, I suppose I could go. What I could do is go.
No,
if I go
else has typed this shared it.
F13I, I've now captured the screen that I've got in here right in front of me, which is the gallery view. So I could do a little circle cut out of everyone's head and put that next to the photos.
Oh no!
Next to the images.
That's better.
Or I could actually put a little circle cut out head of the artist in the picture, in the bottom corner,
God.
where the signature would be. Put a little head.
Yeah. Oh. As long as you get us on a good day.
Yeah. Be back now.
I think our pictures on here come out terrible, don't they? If you take a picture of yourself.
Well, we're never going to see Anne on it, are we?
No.
No.
It's a mysterious painter.
Oh, there she is.
There she is. She's scurrying off.
Frightened her off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's taken months to build up her confidence. Now he's spoiled it.
Yeah, she was doing another painting last night, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, freelance, not
yeah.
David's ones. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So.
What was that of?
A dicky bird.
All right.
Don't know what it. It's off a calendar. Yeah, she got a calendar. I was going to pack up painting for a month and do some drawing, as you rightly suggest. It's about time I learned to draw properly.
Yeah.
But
perhaps you ought to give us some drawing lessons, or get us to do some drawing. Don't know.
There's no reason why you can't sketch what we do anyway.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't have to be a painting.
Yeah. Right. I'm looking at taking more or less drawing from 3D, rather than just copying a photograph. Get the feel for an object. So, do still lifes or life drawings, things like that, where you're actually drawing something that's real.
Yeah.
You can see it from different angles and feel
yeah, because the apples and the teapot were nice to do, weren't they? I enjoyed doing those.
Pass.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, but it's still drawing from a picture.
Hello. All right, back in.
I'm back.
Hello.
Yeah.
But you've whetted my appetite. I'll probably open the paints up again.
As I say, the thing to do is like I did today, or I do it most weeks, is do a sketch and work from the sketch. Throw the picture in a bin.
You have to excuse me.
Or turn it over.
Or something.
Turn the picture over and work from your sketch. Because that forces you into doing. That's no different to what you do if you're outside anyway. I always find the tendency outside, particularly in watercolor, is to paint too dark. You end up, because the vibrancy of the light is so strong sometimes. You end up putting. You look at it later and you think that ain't a watercolor. That's you tend to make it too strong. So there's a counter balance between the two. But most people would say just do a sketch and work from the sketch. I've got loads of these bloody books, these sketchbooks full of it that I use all the time. He says this one's practically empty.
That's
Oh.
what that pastel artist said, didn't he? The one you told us to watch. He said like he's got books and books of sketches.
Oh yeah, volumes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Loads of sketches. Yeah.
Yeah, but the idea is that what was trying to put across today, but didn't do it quite so well as I usually do, was by using the sketchbooks, and if you take elements from each, you've got a sketch, you go, oh, I need this painting. Right. You look for your sketch, you go, I'll put that in.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
There'll be elements that you can combine into them to make. At the end of the day, you're not producing a photograph, you're producing a piece of artwork that reflects your imagination, your thoughts and processes. So
You certainly did that, Dave, because I've got the photograph put up here on the other computer there, and it's a terrible photograph. I think I wouldn't put it on the wall. You know, it'd have been in the shredder, that one would, from if I'd taken it.
Yeah.
But what you've come up with, Anne had put on the wall, and I probably would as well.
Yeah, it's nice.
Take that as a compliment. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a compliment, Dave.
well, I'm the same as everyone else. When you do a picture, you always intuitively or instinctively in the back of your mind think, I can do that. Oh, I want to do that better. I'm better than that, or whatever. And then, but like I said, the reason that I've got those two kingfishers from last week on the side of me thing on an easel, and I wake up in the morning. For the last week, I've woken up in the morning looking at those birds, and this morning I did it. I woke up quite early because I was out. It's clear sky, so I was doing astronomy last night. I woke up this morning and thought, they're bloody good there. And it's taken me a week to do that and to see something in them. Now they'll go down today in a minute, and I'll swap them for the one that I've done now, and I'll intentionally, you know, at some point during the next few days, look at that and think that needs changing. That I know what I could do there. So the moral of the story is that they're never finished.
It's all right if you know which bit to change.
They're all work in progress,
isn't it?
Yeah,
us that aren't used to doing it much, we don't know what to change or what to add in.
You will, because it'll be the bit that's annoying you.
Yeah.
Be something in there, and you'll intuitively know. You'll think that ain't bloody right.
Yeah.
We need to
but then you can muck it up by fiddling around, like you say.
Oh well, that's why that's the reason why that you got to be brave enough to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And experimentation is the basis or the start of invention.
Right.
On that happy note, I'm going to say goodbye.
I'm going to have some
See you next week then. Yeah, bye. Bye.
Yeah. Have a good week, everybody.
Yeah, and you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to go as well. So
yeah, I'm going to go. So
I'll
we'll see you
next week, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Thank you, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Bye.
Thanks, Dave.
Bye.
Before you go, I've emailed you 2 photographs.
What to do?
Yeah, no, you've done both of them. We'd have put on Anne had put the one on the wall, and I'd put the other on the wall.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
All right.
I'll have a look later.
But you don't think they're finished?
No,
I like the legless.
I might do limited edition prints and sell them. I'm not sure yet.
Really?
Right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
As well.
I'm hungry. What about you guys?
Oh well. Oh yeah, we got duck breast in orange or plum sauce. We haven't decided yet.
What, today?
Yeah.
Oh, we better get on with it then.
We're posh.
It's late. Thank you, Dave. Are you on Friday or not?
Yeah. We'll have a chat.
Okay.
Coffee.
See you then.
Coffee.
See you then.
Tuesday.
Bye.